Hello, greetings, nail nerds. Let's turn around. There we are. Hi. Welcome to Nails Over Coffee. It is December 7th, and I am broadcasting from Tacoma, Washington, where it is pouring down rain and windy outside, and it will be for quite some time. So today we're rocking the Eeyore cup because Eeyore is always so sad. So there is the coffee for today. So the Facebook page, my thing is casting a glow on my face. There we go. So the YouTube page is up for Nails Over Coffee. Please check it out and subscribe to that. And that way, if you miss this on Periscope, so you only catch it within the 24 hours, or you don't catch it within the 24 hours, you can go to YouTube and watch every archived copy that I have is up there. I think I just have a few more to upload, and then they will all be there, and then I can just add every day's there as we go. There's also a couple of preview videos on the University of Nails YouTube page is going now, and the Facebook pages for both of these are going. So it's all just going. Hi, Melissa. Thanks for joining. So there is, so the Facebook pages are up for both University of Nails and Nails Over Coffee, and the YouTube channels are up for both. So I had set a goal for the University of Nails going live today. It doesn't look like that's going to happen. I still have some more web design to do, but just to hold you guys over on the YouTube channel for University of Nails, there is an intro to retailing video up and a short video on why I'm doing the University of Nails. So give you something to check out in the meantime while I am working on these other things. Okay, so to do a recap of NTR last night, for those of you who haven't caught it yet, Braden and Athena did a nail event rundown. They also have information up that they sent out on the NTR cruise for January 2017. So if you're planning on going to that, you only need to put down a $250 deposit, and then you can make payments for, I think it's 10 months. So don't not go because of money. The education will be wow worth it. And they also have a list of educators who are going on the cruise up on the Blog Talk Radio, Nail Talk Radio page. So then Athena talked about how today she is doing instructor training for Mirror Effect Gel. And that's the 24 chrome colors. Athena is the Texas educator for them. I know, I'm so excited. And so I'm really excited to see how this comes out. Now, for those of you who are watching on a different platform, not on Periscope, you need to get on Periscope. Everybody is starting to do these broadcasts that are only available for a short period of time, and they're great because they're interactive. So like my chat is live right now, so if you chat in a question, I can see it. And so a lot of these trainings, like Athena is going to be spending time today on the Nail Talk Radio for Periscope, broadcasting some of the training with the Mirror Effect Gel. And Amy Becker on her Periscope puts some videos up there when she's doing trainings for her gel. And there's other broadcasts going up. So the Periscope, I know that everybody goes, new platform. I don't want a new platform. But this is one that, since it became owned by Twitter, you really should go ahead and get it. It's great to have on your phone too. You can watch it from the web, but it's also great to have on your phone because then you can just watch it wherever. You can watch a rebroadcast wherever. I finally did my nails too. There we go. See? Oh. I was feeling holiday-ish, so I finally did my nails. I started being nailless in Tacoma. Okay, so make sure you get on Periscope. Also on NTR last night, there was a nice long segment with Tori Bastian. And Tori is a salon owner, and she was a C&D education ambassador for a long time. She was a finalist for the nail art competition. Now she's a house designer for Athena Rocks. And so Tori was a great example of a technician where nails picked the tech instead of the other way around. I think that's how a lot of us nail techs have found our way into the biz, is we started doing nails intending to do something else, and nails sort of just chose us. Tori is a great example of that. And she has had a crazy path, like I think a lot of us have, to get to where she is. And it's cool because it really kept it real. Talking about why she left CND and talking about, her path to being a salon owner. And it was just super real. She said something that I really liked, which I think most of us nail techs can really relate to, which is, when you're doing nails that there is no, we have a question here. How do people get picked to be on the radio show? I think that since most things just like this are current, I think that Athena just goes by what's going on in the industry and what are some things that are going on now. If you have a topic that you would like to be covered, I would strongly encourage going to either the Facebook page or the website for Nail Talk Radio and getting in touch with Braden and Athena and letting them know what your ideas are. And you can also help drive that content by tuning in live to the show and going into the chat room, because you can also communicate directly, just like you're doing with me now. You can communicate directly through, I'm not sure if it's Ellen who moderates that, but that's, part of who gets picked to go on the show is sort of tied in with what's going on in the industry right now and what can be broadcast that is relevant for us to know. So good question. So one of the things that Tori said was how when you're sitting down doing nails, there is no time and space. Like hours could go by and it seems like minutes. And I think especially when she's doing art. And I think that is something that drives all of us who remain in the industry for a long time. People ask all the time, oh my gosh, how can you sit and do nails for 12 hours and barely even get up from your table? But it doesn't seem like 12 hours when you've got your constant stream of guests coming and going, and you have different people to talk to, and you're doing different designs, and the actual work itself is great. And so I think that that's kind of the hallmark of people who were lifers in the biz is, so I really liked how Tori talked about that. Tori also talked about taking opportunities when they arrive, which kind of explains how she went along her path to salon ownership. And so if you have contemplated kind of what to do with some opportunities, this would be a good broadcast for you to listen to that comes in about halfway through the broadcast. And then since she has always worked a lot with stones and rocks and everything, I think it's fitting that she is with Athena Rocks now. But she talked quite a bit about the metaphysical components of stones. And of course, there's some people who think that's hooey, but there's a lot of stuff on the web where you can think that it's kind of fascinating. So if metaphysical components of stones, which is sort of how they affect your energy, if that's something that interests you, this would definitely be a good NTR to tune into. Ruben did his nail sound off, which was, time for more coffee, about a mobile manicuring like bus thing in California that he gave a shout out to. It sounded pretty cool. And that pretty much wrapped it up for NTR for last night. So if you want more information on those things, you can check it out at nailtalkradio.com and listen to the rebroadcast. So on some of the groups on Facebook, Scratch Phoenix, thank you, Shira. She put up these cool things you can print out. They're templates for stiletto nails and square nails. They're like a template that you can make a copy of and you can draw on and you can write on. And then there were some suggestions where people talked about laminating them so they could reuse them over and over again. And somebody else talked about laminating them because then you could practice your nail art on them. And I'm like, that's genius. So if you have a chance to get on Scratch Phoenix, let's see if I can pull it up right here while we're... So if you get a chance to get on Scratch Phoenix and print some of these out, they are super, super cool. Oh, there's also a really fun Minions, there we go, Minions tutorial on Scratch Phoenix too. So this is a good group for active techs to be a part of it. Okay, so Nail Addict Society is what she has on the, so it's this nail artist template. And give it a second to tune in here. And so see, you can take this and print it out and laminate it. And then, isn't that cool? Lots of hearts, yay! And then there's one for stilettos too. That is super cool. And so the cool thing about these, let's get it tuned in there. Come on, there we go. Is that I like the idea that you can laminate them in practice. If you get a last minute cancellation or a no-show, or somebody's asked you to do something ahead of time that you're not really sure how to do, that would be a great way to practice before they get there. So those were really cool. There is a lot, again, everybody you can tell is really busy right now. There's a lot of art. There is some great tutorials up on, I'm pretty sure it's Beauty Connect. Let me check. Yeah, if you belong to the group Beauty Tech, or Beauty Connect, Beauty-Connect. There's lots of video tutorials on there, which is kind of cool. And so I'm also wondering, if anybody has tried, I don't know how to say it. I think it's Scio Gel, but it stands for Create Your Own Gel. And it's this stuff. And I've seen it come up in my sponsored ads a lot. And I'm sort of wondering chemically how it works. I've gone and looked at the website, and I'm wondering if anybody's tried this. So if you have tried this, please email me at nailsovercoffee@michellecordes.com, and let me know if you've tried this stuff. It talks about how to mix it with lacquer to make your own gel polish in an empty gel polish bottle, and that's the whole product. It's a big bottle. And the thing I find really fascinating about that is that the difference between shellac and regular gel polish is shellac retains some of the polish components instead of being a pure gel brush on gel polish. And so I'm wondering if this makes the gel polish behave more like shellac, or does it behave just kind of like a watered down polish? Or if anybody's tried this. So it seems to be a pretty new product. So if you have any feedback, let us know, because inquiring minds want to know. Charisma Nails, brief note, Charisma Nails is, yeah, that's what I thought. Looking for Kentucky nail techs for the Kentucky Nail Tech group. So there is a listing on the nail group, and then I think on a few other ones that are looking for. So if you're in Kentucky and you're looking to connect, if you can find the group Kentucky Nail Techs, that would be fun for you guys to have some people close by to do referrals with. And let us see what else is going on. There's just some really cool nail art going on everywhere. Let's see if there's anything interesting going on Nail Professionals Technical. Well, this conversation started on Thursday on Nail Professionals Technical. But Shirley posted, do you think it's important for a nail tech to know how to do all types of product application? Of course, we all have our specialties and we do our best work with our preferred product. Do you think we should be able to get our license certificate without being able to do gel or liquid and powder application? And I'm not sure where Shirley is. I don't know if she's in the UK. For people not familiar, in the UK, you have different levels of certification you have to do to be able to do different services. It's different than here in the States where you just go to nail school and you fulfill whatever the requirements are in your state, and then you get your state license, but you're not licensed to practice anywhere else. The UK has kind of a different procedure. And so I'm not sure where Shirley is at, but there was some interesting comments that talked about, you at least need to know how, the consensus was you at least need to know how to remove everything. And I think we all can agree with that, if somebody wants to go from acrylic, liquid and powder to natural nail manicures, you need to at least be really comfortable with removing the acrylic. And that includes removing stuff that maybe we might not otherwise remove. So now that we have IBX, we really ought to consider that stance of not removing MMA nails when we come across them, because unless their nails are just paper thin underneath, we might do better to thin the MMA down really thin and then soak off the last little bit and do an IBX treatment maybe. I mean, that's something that we should consider. And so this, you can't really think about what a client, you don't have to do it all, but I sort of agree with the majority of the posters that you at least need to have like a working knowledge, that it's not necessary to offer all types of services to be successful, but as professionals, we should at least know how to handle all types of services that come across our desk. And also when to know when we're referring somebody to us or somebody's been referred to us maybe, and the service that they need isn't one that's our specialty. So being able to recognize that another service would be better for them and refer them to somebody who specializes in that service. That's that whole us working together. You don't go to a cancer doctor when what you really need is an ear, nose, and throat specialist. True. I mean, so, but on that note of, Jamie, made the point that, it's not necessary to do all services to be able to be successful. I was just having a conversation the other day that it is, not only possible to be successful doing natural nails only, it is incredibly easy to get a job doing natural nails only if you start out in a spa or a resort type environment, especially places that do lots of pedicures. So that if you're not comfortable with your artificial nail application, and yeah, see, that's totally awesome. Commenter, I only do natural nails and I've owned my salon for 8 years. That's exactly what we're talking about. I have a good friend that I worked with here in Tacoma who she has only done, she's a cosmetologist, so in Washington she can only do natural nails, and she's going back to nail school, but that's it's totally doable. And so I think that we get so caught up in some of the artistic stuff that we forget that at the end of the day, we can make a living doing natural nail care and then take some classes and take our time to practice and take our time to develop any other skills we want to learn. When I worked at the salon and spa chain that I worked at, we had to, and I'm going to put up the air quotes here, we had to audition with our nail director to be able to offer any services on our service menu that the salon offered. And so, had been doing acrylic for 15 years at the point that I got there, but I actually had to start in the salon doing natural nail care because I hadn't done my acrylic audition yet. And I did fine. And then I did my acrylic audition, and I learned some really cool things that I needed to know in preparing for that audition. And then I did the audition, and then I was able to offer acrylics. And I had to go through the same thing with gel. And I'm in Tacoma, Washington, is where I'm located at. Where are you at? I have a chatter. I'm so excited. So I'm going to drink some coffee while I find out where my chatter is from. Wisconsin. Nice. Oh, see, and I need to go to Wisconsin because I want to go to one of Amy Becker's 2 or 3 day class things. They look amazing. And every time she's done a nail on me, it's been phenomenal. So, well, thanks for joining me from Wisconsin. That's awesome. Thanks for having coffee with me. Yeah, I know. She's my chatter's taking classes with Amy Becker too. Yeah, she's so yeah. I'll be at some point making my way to Wisconsin so I can take one of those classes. So I think though that we need to focus on the type of when we're building our service menu, and I talk about that in the product P of the University of Nails, is that we're building our service menu. We need to think about what skill set we have now while we're also planning for the skill set we want to develop later. So many times we all just kind of come into this nail thing half-assed because it grabs us, and sometimes that's not the best way to go about a business plan, so to speak. So, okay, well, I think that pretty much covers what went on this weekend. Thank you to my people who joined me. It makes it so much easier when I have somebody to chat with in Nails Over Coffee. And I will be back at noon tomorrow Pacific time to chat again. And so I'm going to go back to doing some nails and University of Nails and keeping up on everything social media so that you don't have to spend the kind of time doing it that I do. All right. Thanks, you guys. Have a good day.